It's a very low barrier to get into the Gronk Squad.
That's crazy!
We've committed to do the Daily Talk Show for 10 years.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Put it in the calendar.
That one in.
I'd just like to check the temperature in the room.
I told you my squeegee story.
It is outrageous.
Come on, let's go. It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 945.
Happy Chewy Tuesday.
You know it. Today we have an extra, which is brought to you by Wrigley's, the brand, and they have the strawberry flavour. Do you know what's really big at the moment?
What's really big? Winning.
QR codes.
I mean, you
They're
know
everywhere.
that I was the face of QR codes.
What do you mean?
I got paid to be a presenter in
Mm-hmm.
front of a green screen. This guy sunk about 200K into this app that was going to revolutionise the game.
What was it actually going to do?
It was going to read QR codes.
Can you see my framing? Can you just make sure that it looks okay?
Yeah, you look great, mate.
Okay, good.
You look great.
And so was it a Star Now job, or how did you find out about it?
Maybe I think it maybe was a Star Now job. Actually, no. A guy who owned a production company got on to me, and then I got him a sidekick for me, a girl named Erin, and we did it. But that thing sunk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the phones now take QR codes.
Yeah, so it's very easy because you just in the
Photos.
I had a situation over the weekend where I went to a place and they had text your name to this number or use a QR code. So I used a QR code. The QR code creates a message, a text message that you can send, which is a bit sort of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Quick response is what it's called, and so there's a QR code on the Chewy. What the hell? Which
To win something.
Anyway.
Open the camera, smartphone, scan the QR code to enter. And so today it's a strawberry flavour.
You got 30 seconds to give your spiel on this Chewy. I think that's what I'm bringing it down to.
Okay.
A 30-second at the start of a show.
It's interestingly, it's supported by the FDI.
The Drug Federation or something?
The World... Oh, did I? Yeah, the World Dental Federation.
Oh, World Dental Federation. So, but FDI. What does
FDI, don't move.
But what does that mean?
Why
Why are they the FDI and then they're the World Dental Federation?
That's a great question.
WDF.
Do you mean WTF? Oh, WDF,
World
bro.
Dental Federation. But why aren't they called the
FDI, World Dental Federation. Chewing.
It leaves you.
Whoa, that is really confusing. FDI, I didn't even think of that. World Federal Dental
Look, I don't want to get
Institute. So FDI maybe FDI World Dental Federation. This sounds like a scam. So
It's not
chewing sugar-free gum like Extra is proven to benefit dental health as it helps neutralize plaque acids.
Which it could do that, but what is happening? Maybe brushing your teeth is enough, because people. I mean, I've always said, why isn't there a chewing gum that does the brushing for you? Like completely does it. How can we send people to the moon, but we can't
Haven't
even
done it in a long time.
True. They've just
Why is that?
Elon Musk has just sent up a heap of satellites. They've hitched a ride with one of his ships, spaceships.
Grow and transfer.
Yeah.
They
Great.
yeah, it's a good advertising TV show. They did a segment where they got the business name 9 out of 10 doctors. And so then they could say 9 out of 10 doctors for anything.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is quite funny.
And so there's no slogans on there. It's you got 10 seconds left.
So strawberry,
segment.
it's really good. I rate it.
Groundbreaking segment.
Do you think?
Groundbreaking segment.
No? You don't like it?
Oh, it is good. It is good. I
you have
want
one?
this. Yeah. I've scrunched it up. I want you to order something. You know how you can order? You can actually order like ginormous worms, edible
I'll
worms.
just put Chewy on there.
Like,
almost
ginormous
like gummy bears?
gummy bears.
Well, yeah, they'll make you fucking shit yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I want you to get.
So you can get sugar-free ones, and yeah, I feel like you would definitely shit yourself from it. But they're huge. But there is a whole. What's the thing on YouTube that people watch? Watching
ASMR.
people eat? No. There's a specific one.
Oh,
Mukbang.
Yeah, a mukbang.
Yeah. We could, Fat Fridays, we should recategorize them all as mukbang.
But you know what it is? A mukbang isn't. Do you know what
you're saying it? It's just someone eating an entire meal in front of you.
It's like a full spread. Like you could order the menu. It's not. It's just an interesting title. You know, I saw a porn star that's a YouTuber as well, and I was like, surely that's
what does that mean?
She's a YouTuber, but she's a porn star as well.
And when you said you saw her,
I saw her doing a mukbang, and it, like whatever the name of it is, and it was like the title of the video. I was like, she uploading porn onto YouTube? Think about the name.
Yeah, mukbang.
And think about a porn star posting a mukbang. You're definitely thinking there's something. I don't even know. I got to see if it's a mukbang. Is it a mukbang?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mukbang.
Mukbang. Mukbang.
Is that my phone or yours?
This is mine.
Okay.
Yeah, Mukbang, Korean, and also known as a mukbang, Korean, and also known as eating show, is an online audio-visual broadcast in which a host consumes large quantities of food while interacting with the audience. It became popular in South Korea in 2010 and has since become a worldwide trend.
Yeah.
Which, if there was one thing, I think about those weird things that you could just
get into
that become, like if you could choose the quirkiest thing that you'd become uber famous for, what would it be? I mean, a mukbang for you. This is you eating your love and talking shit your love.
I'll get around it.
In front of a camera your love.
Yeah.
This is like so top 6 best mukbangs.
Moving on for the mukbangs, I want to, in 2021, get better at something. Not being as jumpy.
Yeah, you are pretty jumpy. Why are you jumpy? Like,
don't know. It's annoying though. Just everything. Bree was putting a book on the shelf and it was starting to fall. And she said, "Watch out!" And I blinked my eyes and put my hands up, and she thought it was the funniest thing ever.
There's a video of you unboxing a Sleep Republic mattress, and the box of the mattress just like you had to rip it at a point, and it just went. And I've got the video of you
blinking a lot.
It almost looked like you could have had a severe back injury not from the box. Yeah. The box was just doing its thing. It was you reacting to, overreacting to the box.
But if it, like walking on Victoria Street, if a junkie puts their hand, like they'll just go to scratch their head or whatever as I'm walking past, I'll jump. Even just like anyone. An old lady. Yeah. Like I really, and the thing is, then what I do is I'm like, I realize how stupid I must look. And so I do a big twitch. Like I'll sort of pretend like I'm cracking my neck, or like I'll do like a real quick look around so they don't think that I was reacting to them. But I'm a fucking scaredy cat. It's pissing me off.
It's the slow walk, and it's a trip and you turn it into a run. I do that a lot. But so back to you. You want to get, so maybe it's about putting yourself in the situation daily where you're training to react less.
I saw a...
so if I just can start just fucking jabbing you to the face but not hitting you, and you trust in me that I won't hit you, and then you become accustomed to no flinch. You're not the flinch guy.
Yeah. I saw a cockroach when we were moving. Just one. Got a glass container, put it on the glass container, moved the glass container as you do to the end of the bench, and then got a lid and went boom. And then I looked in it and it fucking wasn't there. I was like, where has it gone? And then, so anyway, I do that. I put it down and I'm looking around. And then my fucking Apple Watch vibrated and jumped out of my skin because I thought that it was on my wrist. But the jumpiness is doing my head in.
Have you been...
I've always been a jumpy guy.
You always have?
Yeah. I remember I've always just been scared. I remember visiting my cousin in St Kilda. Her house, like when we went over, we were at her house when she found out that it had been broken into. And it was like, there was glass and there was shit everywhere. Like all of her drawers had been taken out. I would have been, 8 years old. And then I also remember a junkie trying to get into her car, and she used her elbow to lock her door,
God.
you know, like old school, like a lock. He just
Yeah.
leaned.
I mean,
Just
that's
that sort of thing, you know?
So there's a version of it's not bad to be scared
Mhm.
because it's obviously giving you
It's a fight or flight sort of thing. Yeah.
well,
I
it
always
will
fly.
prevent you from doing things that
Mhm.
will put you in a position to, you know, get in danger or get in
Yeah.
trouble.
I thought the torch would help though.
Yeah, but
It's in my back, but it's a pain to get to.
you would be the American who would carry a handgun.
Just shoot someone accidentally.
Not yeah, but you
This is an
wouldn't even.
elderly lady who's trying to scratch her head.
The problem with
It's-
even owning a
Yeah.
firearm.
That's why I couldn't have one, because it would just be too. It would be too tempting. And before you know it, it's like I'm the guy that shot the neighbour's dog. You know?
Because you thought it was an intruder.
No, because it was barking.
That probably happens a lot.
Do you
But
think?
Has it ever served you though? Have you ever?
Have I ever? Yeah, I'm trying to think. I do think, like, because I'm walking up Punt Road getting to work nowadays, and I was thinking, you know, it doesn't take much of a turn for a car just to wipe me out.
But how? I mean, if that
you can't
happens,
live. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
it's you. You didn't know it was going to happen.
Mhm.
Like
I had near misses with cyclists on paths.
you were driving.
No, walking.
A cyclist nearly hit you.
Yeah, no, not today, but I've had multiple times going along the Yarra River
Oh yeah.
where a cyclist will come behind.
If it's
And they get
happens
very, like-
once, their problem. Happens twice. Where are you? What are you doing?
Or
mate?
just a lot of cyclists.
And so, are you anxious about? Maybe it's like go in those situations.
Mhm.
You're elevated. Like if you're
Yeah.
walking. So where are these? It's at. I mean, you're at home. When you
I'm just I just like what is it? I don't know.
I mean,
Like I would avoid. I feel that I'm someone who, especially since watching, I think the videos that I watch don't help.
No.
Because I'm watching, you know, preparedness videos, you know, all that sort of stuff, like bug out stuff. You know?
Maybe you need to start martial arts. Like not for anything other than inner confidence, not for ego of beating up 6 dudes. It's about you being confident in your own skin that you could handle yourself if something went down.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that.
Because what if you got really into it? What if you got really into some form of martial art? Have you ever done martial arts before?
No. I think so when I think about martial arts, I think about the amount of interaction that's involved.
Is it
So the thing with hobbies, anything.
call it quits then?
But just like I don't know. I've got a funny relationship with coach PT figures. So the idea of having to like take someone really focusing on me and then critiquing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I could probably deal with a golf coach. That's about it. But I don't know. It's just the yeah.
Is it the power? Is it the power that they're better than you?
No, what is it?
And it's clear.
I think I don't know if I've got a good sense of what my body's doing, which is maybe a good indication of why I should. But
well,
I do think
martial.
that,
It's like dancing. You need to.
So I can get into
body
dancing.
Body control.
So
That's you out of control when you're dancing.
No, I'm in control. No, so when Jess and I have been doing some fitness challenges using the Apple Watch, so you can set competitions who closes their ring and then you get a point for every % over or whatever.
Yeah.
And I won the last 2 competitions actually, but the last one, it was the final evening and I had to do some more exercise to win. And so they've got on the Apple Watch, one of the exercises is a dance. So you can just click dance and then do what you want. So I put some music on loud on the Google Home and just danced around. It was when I just got my torch. So I was like twirling the torch around as I was like dancing.
But that doesn't mean you have body control.
No.
It means you're moving your body. It's out of control. I've seen you dancing. It's good. Not saying it's bad.
Also, just an update from yesterday, bigcupcompany.com. Trying to work out a supplier. You were very keen for us to do the way that I'd sold it in about merch in general. The morning, yesterday morning before the show was, there's this drop ship thing. It's very easy, blah, blah, blah. Turns out that the suppliers that we use, they don't have. And so drop ship, for people who aren't aware, basically we have a supplier when rather than us having to fulfill the orders, they go straight from the printer or whatever to the Gronk that buy something. Anyway,
double handling it by Gronks is dangerous. Yes. So if we're handling it and then sending it on.
And so the problem is, so if you go to bigcupcompany.com, you can register to buy a cup or, show your interest in a cup.
Yeah.
But the limitation at the moment, the 32-ounce cups that I want, there's no drop shipping, so we would need to buy them in bulk, around 100, and then we'd sell them.
Yeah.
But then we'd have to fulfill.
Look,
and so
if we get enough interest, I mean, if you can register your details and there's enough interest, it just has to make sense.
They're awesome. They're stadium cups. They are like this is the sort of cup that you'll fill with ice. If you're a DC girl or guy, you love your DC.
Yeah.
Fill up your DC with some ice or some real crisp water from the fridge.
Yeah, love
this
that.
This is perfect, and it's got the daily. It's yellow. Do you like the color?
No, I don't mind it.
It's got the Daily Talk Show. I don't know if it's not an official brand color, but it reminded me of the cup that I liked. And so anyway, if we get enough interest, we can pull the trigger. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks, and we'll have it here. I was talking about the potential idea of episode 1000, doing something with that where we can, to make it easy for fulfilling.
Well, it's all about the interest. Bigcupcompany.com.
Secure your cup today.
Secure the Daily Talk Show cup.
But it's the biggest thing is how big they are, because the thing is, I was thinking in the meantime, I still need a cup. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking die of dehydration if I don't have a cup.
Yeah.
And cups aren't cheap. Seriously. Like the ones that I was looking at, just buying that are plain. So it's like you have to buy them, 24 of them. Don't need that many cups. The cups are a litre. Like they're big, 32 ounces, about a litre, just under 900 and something mils.
Yeah.
But you have to buy 24 and then the shipping's ridiculous. So before you know it, you're spending 200 Australian dollars.
On 24 cups.
On 24 cups. It's a lot of, like, having just moved, I don't need that amount of bulk.
Mate, you do not need that. We went to a cafe this morning, GB and I, and there was...
Is it the local? Or are you going to sort of...
I would say the name of the cafe if I wanted to.
Okay.
But the water was... George said, they've given us sparkling water. I said, no, I just think it's been in that that thing overnight.
Oh, no.
Or for a long time. Sure. You know when a glass... George, the best description is the cup by your bedside that you haven't touched in days, and it starts to have bubbles all around it. And you're like... looks sparkling.
It's not good.
But we still drank it. But that is like the amount of water that I've left next to my bed that I've just drank and it's got dust on it. Have you ever drank water that's got dust on the top?
I'm very funny about
everything.
yeah. But funny about water. Like if I get a cup, I rinse it every time. If it get it out of the drawer, rinse it. Then
Do
fill
you?
It up. Yeah.
You rinse?
Yeah. Not with
Why?
soap or anything, but I just if there's any bits that have fallen in.
I do it. Every now and then. So it has to qualify though. The rule isn't just rinse every cup I ever use. But then what do you do when you're at a cafe? You just bite the bullet.
Yeah.
I hope that they've done it.
I'm trying to think, what's the best cafe you've ever been to for water experience?
Any cafe that serves sparkling water is winning.
As for free?
Yeah, Dr. Morse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We used to go there.
Yeah.
Around the corner, they do
nice
that.
sort of small glasses.
Yeah.
It's a nice add-on, isn't it?
Amy works for a high-end construction company, so doing sort of, luxury home builds. And one of the latest builds that they've just handed over has a fizzy water on tap.
It's great.
Like
The old company I worked for had that. You'd press the hot and the cold, and that's how you got the fizzy.
dude,
It's real flash.
you're living,
Mhm.
a good life if
Yeah.
you've got that.
Mhm.
It's expensive, but you got to change the canister. I reckon it ends up just being
Well, it's
like-
literally just a way of making it a little bit cleaner than the soda stream.
quick,
Mhm.
easy.
Our
Fizzy.
fridge has fizzy water.
Your fridge that you have.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's good.
And so it's got a on the back compartment, like on the back of the door.
Oh, a
you put
bottle,
in
like a soda stream.
soda stream bottle. Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, it's
This
good.
is the
Yeah,
future,
yeah,
people.
Yeah.
We've
Imagine that in
still
a big cup.
we've still got a soda stream here that hasn't
Mhm.
been used. It was the best purchase we'd made. Like everyone says, who
What
buys
about
a
the
soda
Mocha
stream.
Master? I mean, you like for the guy that you are the guy who's practical.
Yeah.
You even struggle using the shit that you buy because
Like
the thing
what?
is, so it's a classic move from me to buy something and then fade out. But you've faded out on some of our biggest office purchases,
The
like
Mocha Master.
the Mocha Master.
Well, it's based on how the coffee makes me feel. Like sometimes I feel like just an instant coffee
Mhm.
over a Mocha Master coffee.
Yeah.
People would be repulsed by that,
No.
but that's how I live. Don't judge me. And so the type of coffee that comes out can be a bit too strong. People like the process of it. I just want it quick and dirty.
Yeah.
That's instant coffee for you.
Mm-hmm.
Ash Williams vibes,
Yeah.
just fucking straight in, done. Just looking horrible,
Mm-hmm.
tasting great.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't always drink it, but yeah. Anyway, I think we need to revive these purchases. If there's something in your
Well, that's what I was
house,
thinking. Like, yeah, what are the things?
get it back out.
What are the things that you're being like, especially moving? You start to realize this stuff. It's like, oh, we're going to use a food processor. Oh, we might make little balls. The funny thing is, I went on there was an article in the paper where a dietitian goes through the common mistakes that people are making, and we have a lot of chickpeas, and I was planning on making a lot of hummus. Apparently, dip is a trap.
Of course,
People are eating too much dip. And so I was planning on making a lot of dip. And so that's gone out the window.
The problem if you made a lot of dip,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to go off.
How often do you use tahini?
Never. That is annoying because you
Don't
sometimes
you dare
use
point
it.
at me.
Sometimes I was pointing at the tahini. The problem with tahini is you open it and you only need a little bit out of the thing. And then by the time you want to use it next time, it's gone.
Uh-huh.
It's rotten.
I just remember seeing a netballer on a morning show making a big salad and she used tahini. Why do I say it like that?
Because you're in
Tahini.
Australia.
The
Tahini.
Larry King died.
Yeah, it's a bit
R.I.P.
sad.
Do you know much about him? What do you know?
Bad shit happened over the weekend. Some bad stuff happened over the
Mhm.
weekend. He was one of the greats in the interview game.
Mhm.
I don't know too much about him, but he just was there. He's a classic. Like even his look with the big microphone in front of him.
Mhm.
I don't know how good he was. He had great guests on his show.
Yeah.
People liked him. And so for me, he just was in the background.
Mhm. Yeah, he did a show on CNN for years, and later in his life, he did like a bunch of like online streaming stuff.
Yeah.
So he did had a chat with Seth Godin.
Gary V too.
Really? Haven't
Yeah, I'm
seen
pretty
the
sure
V
Gary
one.
V was on
And
his show.
yeah, you can search on Vimeo and watch the Seth Godin one. But
Yeah.
he was on Mark Maron released an episode over the weekend of WTF, his podcast that he did in 2013
Yeah, with Larry.
King. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he die of COVID?
Well, the way they reported is he had COVID 4 weeks ago and now he's dead.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he was 87.
Yeah. So it rattled him.
Yeah.
It definitely rattled
Yeah.
him. And so,
But it's funny how they report it.
well, they probably can't say that it
Mhm.
was COVID if it wasn't. If they want to conclude that though.
Mhm.
So they do draw it together. Like
Sure.
they tied in a neat little bow.
Mhm.
Well, he, had COVID 4 weeks ago.
But it was, interesting.
He's an old guy, poor bugger.
Yeah, Mark Maron. But it makes you think we still have a long life ahead of us. So I have this, I don't know if this is just me, but during everything that was happening in 2020, I got the sense of like, life's basically over.
When?
just the whole time I was like, I was a bit dark on life. Just in that, oh, you know what? Like, something bad's going to happen. Did you not feel that? I guess if you have kids, you don't think that way.
I think you think more about what would happen if something happened to me.
Well,
and
but
how
so the
they
thing
would
is, the thing, like, if you're having kids, you're sort of planning to at least be there when they're like 18 or whatever. But
Where are you planning to be?
No, I just had a moment
What
of
you're
like,
talking about is purpose.
no, just like, oh, what's happening with the world? But then you see someone like Larry King, it's like he's fucking old as, and then you're like, look at when he was, like, you look at old footage of him interviewing, like really old footage. He's like mid-50s.
So he's older
So he has,
when
like,
he
such
still was
a-
established.
Exactly.
So there's a lot. He had a long career,
Mhm.
very long career.
Yeah.
He's had some good-looking sons. I saw his kids.
Guess how many people he's interviewed?
1,000?
50,000.
50,000.
Yeah. That seems bullshit, doesn't it?
That does seem. Where'd you read that?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere. Another interesting
50,000.
Another interesting thing. I've been reading a book which is all about. I can't remember the exact title, but it's about screenwriting and stuff.
Yeah.
Early 1900s, when film started becoming a thing, actors, they actually had multiple roles
In the one film.
So they weren't just acting. They would have to like get the set ready. Like they would actually be painting the set and shit.
It's like our production company.
That's what I literally thought. This is like podcasting.
Just build the set, host the show, edit the footage.
And
Thanks,
so
George.
the other thing is the studios. They wouldn't actually credit the people who were in it. So if you were a fan, if you wanted to send mail,
Yeah.
you would have to be like Simon the cleaner in this film. Like,
So they use the role,
the character's
role.
So you wouldn't know, because the thing was that the studios knew that if they gave too much power or clout to the stars, they would require too much money, and that's what ended up happening. They started doing it, and then
Wow.
The amount that actors were paid started to double every year.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought that
there's
was
a lot of
interesting.
pressure on them. I mean, there's
It's not that hard though, is it? But the thing is that it's.
Tom
do you think
Cruise-
acting's hard?
very hard. I think the fact that it doesn't look like they're acting
Uh-huh.
for someone like Tom Cruise or
So maybe hard. Maybe that's the wrong word. So you have like what we do is not hard. Any physical labor for me is hard,
okay, yes.
but performing, it seems different.
I know what you mean. There's a difference to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is driving a truck harder than acting? I think
Is the truck a manual or an auto?
but it's a manual.
Okay.
But it
Where is it driving?
He's on a Melbourne to New South Wales. He's dropping off oranges. He's stopping through Albury. He's going to stay the night in a motel there, and then he'll head on. In terms of time spent, it's quite straightforward. You drive the truck, get there, but it could be tough.
Less rah-rah.
Less rah-rah, but less pressure. I think when
The
you're
truck's less pressure.
I think when
Are you
you're
fucking
Tom
kidding?
Cruise,
No.
Tom Cruise
Uh-huh.
and there is millions of dollars riding on you, you hear Tom Cruise blow up. Did you hear him? The COVID blow up? And he's like fuming at these cast that weren't wearing their masks and being COVID safe.
If you don't have food, what happens to you?
What do you mean?
You die.
Yeah.
Truck drivers. I don't know why they call them lorry drivers in the UK. Do you know why?
Is a lorry the thing? So maybe
It must be if they're driving it.
it's a lorry.
But what is a lorry? Can you look up the
Mate,
definition
how do you
of
get out
lorry?
of that app?
You're out of it now.
I'm out of it. Yeah. Because what's a lorry?
Can you spell it?
No.
I can't.
No. Lorry truck.
LORRY.
LORRY.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's what is the difference between a lorry and a truck? They say that a truck is any type of vehicle that transports loads heavier than 3.5 tons. That a lorry is a truck with a self-contained unit for cargo and a cabin.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that truck driving isn't hard. All I'm saying is the pressure of truck driving, more dangerous, unless you're Tom Cruise jumping off a building.
It's all relative.
There's a lot of pressure though. I think there is usually you're paid the money you earn is a reflection of
I don't think that's
the amount of pressure or
What about teaching? Like, think about like how many things there are, or
so
even like
a lot of jobs. If you're the CEO of a business, there's a lot of fucking pressure on your shoulders. If you're in any management position, there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. That's not excluding things like teaching, where there's a massive issue with.
Or what about like
how much they get? Oh, massive.
But that's my point. My point is that like you can
Cardiosurgeon, a heart surgeon. Why do they get paid so much? Because they've got tools in on someone's heart and they're pulling it out. They get paid a fuckload based on the high stakes of that occupation. I know what you're saying about, but you have to at least think that it is some direct proportion to the difficulty or the pressure
which
that
the thing
that role is.
That's why radio stars get paid a lot of money, because they sell advertising against that, and the idea is a radio station makes up the money. But yeah, I guess there are a bunch of those occupations where it still is. You've got to say that if the future generation is going to be in charge of the world, then you could argue that one of the most important jobs is obviously teaching. But it's harder. It's harder to draw that connection because you don't realize that the kids are fucked until they're older.
It's a long game.
Yeah.
Like
why doesn't Jimmy know how to spell?
It's why you get paid so much to go out into an oil rig where the likelihood of you dying is, in the probably 40%, 20%. Just making it up. Go down. I started too high and then I was going back. But there's a higher chance of dying on an oil rig than there is of coming to produce a podcast.
Did anyone send you that video over the break? The guy posted, I think originally on TikTok, but it was on Twitter, where he was imitating podcasts and saying, here's an example of, a podcast where nothing is said for a minute. Have you seen that?
No, what's he say? Does he say stuff?
He just says, as you know, like as I mentioned on like my other podcast, and the guy's like, oh yeah, you got a podcast. Like it's just what we talk about.
Was it Osher Ginsberg? Or it wasn't him.
A funny reference.
One of the point I will point out that's almost making fun at us, but it's the podcast industry in general. It's for instance, like we're talking about a product like these extra Wrigley's, and then you preface that they could be a sponsor one day. It's putting good things out into the world because maybe it would happen. But so many people online are like, oh, they're not paying for this. So they're never fucking going to pay for it ever.
Yeah.
Wrigley's didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Adam and Simon, they do the pay no say, no pay no say.
No pay no say, which is fair.
Yeah.
All say, no pay. That's our motto. No.
bigcupcompany.com, register to get your cup. If we get enough, then I can justify to TJ getting the delivery. And so I'd like to get it done in the next few days so I can so within 3 weeks, and we could do pickup. I'm thinking price point will be about $10,
which I think is too low.
You think is too low?
Way too low for the half day to the full day of effort that it's going to take somebody to ship.
No. So if you don't, what about like no shipping? $10 pickup.
You probably won't see Josh because he'll be hiding in the toilet if you come to the building.
Yeah. But George will answer the door. Yeah.
And he has to go down dressed as a
big cup. That'd be great. What's the cost in getting a big cup costume?
I think we could find one on Etsy or eBay.
Bigcupcompany.com. Go to the website. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
See you guys.